When shaky hospital surveillance footage was leaked online like a bomb, they thought things couldn't get much worse. Late Sunday night, a crowded emergency department captured a devastating incident on blurry video. Doctors and nurses walked past a 2-year-old kid who was sitting alone in a chair, fidgeting silently, uncertain of what to do. Like a siren, the query, "How did this happen?" reverberated over the internet. Where Khan was at the time. How does a toddler who is already being watched by CPS end up in an emergency room, abandoned, when the public believed they had heard the worst? Hospital personnel disclosed something far more disturbing. Someone who had not yet been identified had entered the hospital, dropped off the toddler, and disappeared. No name, no paperwork, no explanation, just a ghost in a hoodie. The child had neither wandered in nor been brought by family. Social media exploded as they disappeared into the night. Had Chrisean left him for someone who had violated her trust? Or was this a desperate move? Or was there anything more nefarious happening in private? It was a gradual collapse, a pressure cooker, and you would have to go back months to see how it all came apart. Chrisean's life was not private when baby Junior was born. It was filled with live comments and content images, and every moment and every error was shared with the world. It was clear that she was constantly being watched. Some saw warning flags, while others applauded her daring. Instead of being a momentous occasion, Junior's birth made headlines because his father, Blueface, publicly disowned him and was not present, harmed by being judged and subjected to criticism in a vulnerable household. Having the impression that the house was unsafe, concerns were generated by the first visit. A warning that we wouldn't just return was brought by the second. When the third time came sooner than anyone had expected, Chrisean came back to life 3 days later, crying and clutching. After Junior publicly streamed her breakdown, "Everyone turned against me. I'm not perfect, but I love my son," she wailed. Nobody could have foreseen what would happen, but viewers were split. Some expressed pity, while others saw it as a warning sign. What would come next? That morning, an alarming report about a quiet, withdrawn, and dehydrated toddler was filed by nurses in downtown Los Angeles. His name, Junior, was embroidered onto his hoodie. There was no guardian or backstory. The youngster clutched a plastic dinosaur as though it were the only thing keeping him alive and refused to speak or cry. When security watched the footage, they noticed a tall man who had pulled the internet was in a frenzy once the video was leaked. The man, Chrisean, was where? Was it an act of desertion, or was it a desperate reaction to fear? Although CPS acknowledged the situation in a vague statement, it did little to diffuse the tension. Then a nurse who had seen Junior that day posted a TikTok that went viral. Indeed, it was. "That baby didn't say anything," she said. A word merely held the toy dinosaur as though he was scared to breathe, and the warning signs were constantly present, hiding in plain sight. So the image stayed in people's minds and hasn't disappeared. Chrisean's enthusiasm was evaporating in real time, and her tone had changed. It was a slow, silent breakdown, and by the time the world understood, it had already broken her. The silence had long passed before she vanished. No broadcasts in real time. Instagram stories are off limits. For someone who lived online, Khan had gone utterly silent. Not even a word from the lady who used to update followers like clockwork. Not only was the sudden quiet strange, it was worrisome. After a while, a close buddy tweeted in a mysterious way, "Don't trust everything you see online. She is experiencing it. Say a prayer for her." Instead of being reassured, fans felt as though a baby had been dumped or someone had disappeared. The mother was missing in a hospital, and the internet became hysterical and unrelenting, generating rumors, speculations, and contradicting accounts. Others said that Chrisean had checked herself into a mental health hospital after having a total breakdown, while others swore that she had run away to Baltimore. According to a more pessimistic explanation, she had gone into hiding because she was afraid that the system would take her kid away forever. After a while, someone said, "But will what we are aware of?" CPS was closing in. The world watched as a video showed infant Junior being abandoned in a hospital emergency room by a man no one could identify. Chrisean, and nobody wanted to voice their true feelings. Was this a breakdown, a surrender, or something even more unsettling? 2 million people had viewed the video within an hour of it going viral. But celebrities entered the conflagration, some expressing sympathy and others voicing disapproval. Palmer reposted the video that was leaked and shared from the medical facility, "This isn't gossip. That child deserves better." Then, with a raised voice of annoyance, 50 Cent cut in on Instagram Live. When people turn life into content, a child gets caught in the middle. This is what happens. All of you must awaken. The shade room was filled with the story. CNN Entertainment's title even screamed "Missing Mother Mystery." CPS is concerned about the leaked video showing Chrisean Rock's infant being found by himself. Internet users turned old Wendy Williams footage into memes in one fake post. Wendy asked, "Now, hold on, who drops off a baby and just disappears?" As she squinted at the camera, although it was dark humor, a rumor that ignited a fire and a father's appeal went viral. "As a father, it broke me," Ian Tyrese wrote in a subtle Facebook message to fill the vacuum. "I hope Chrisean is secure. Love is needed for the infant. This isn't it." At the same time, another bomb disclosed a purportedly leaked court filing in which Blueface, whose real name is Jonathan Jamal Porter, asked for immediate custody of baby Junior on the basis of abandonment risk. Even though the document was a fraud, many people accepted it and no one cared, which caused chaos. In order to find out how people desired this to happen after visits following warning signs and live broadcasts full of yelling, CPS turned towards CPS when the reaction hit him. Why is this child in danger because of a single, widely shared tweet? Encapsulated the public outrage. Baby Junior was abandoned by you folks who take children for granted. People came to the streets outside the downtown Lax's headquarters where real protesters with real signs congregated. Rather than taking to the internet to express their frustration, Baby Junior is protected by real voices. When "Where is Chrisean?" first became popular, it escalated from online drama to national emergency.